Last time, we named the burnout spiral. Now we move into part 2, where recovery and resilience begin, and where getting better becomes the real work of building again. This part goes deeper than awareness. Stress, mental load, and decision fatigue can keep working under the surface long after you finally admit something is wrong. Recognizing burnout is not the same as recovering from it. You can see the pattern clearly and still feel too depleted to change it. When you're already inside burnout, even simple thinking can feel slow, foggy, and expensive. The system is still running, but the fuel is almost gone. Burnout is depletion first. The core problem is not that you suddenly forgot how to lead. It's that your energy has dropped below what the work keeps demanding. That's why planning harder often doesn't help. More lists, more systems, and more color-coded priorities can still sit on top of an empty battery. You do not think your way out of a drained system. First, you restore enough energy for clear judgment to come back online. One of the fastest ways to reduce strain is to pause decisions that don't need an answer today. Not every open loop deserves your brain at full intensity. Step back from complex choices while your judgment is cloudy. Delay the non-urgent ones, simplify what you can, and stop treating every fork in the road like a crisis. As the noise drops, clarity starts to return. Recovery often begins when your mind has fewer things to carry at once. That also means letting work move away from you. Delegation is not weakness here. It's a recovery tool that lowers pressure before it becomes damage. When tasks are redistributed across the team, the founder stops acting like the only load-bearing beam in the company. Support changes the shape of stress. What felt crushing alone can become manageable when ownership is shared in practice, not just in theory. Recovery usually looks smaller than people expect. It might begin with one finished task, one clean handoff, or one day that feels slightly less heavy. Those small wins matter because they rebuild trust with yourself. You start proving in manageable doses that forward motion is still possible. Go slower than your ambition wants to go. Fast recovery is not the goal. Durable recovery is. Over time, confidence compounds the same way exhaustion did, except now each step gives energy back instead of taking more away. Recovery gets stronger when you stop carrying it in silence. A candid conversation with a co-founder or team member can interrupt the isolation that burnout feeds on. Honesty creates room for real support. People can step up only when they understand what is actually happening, not when they're guessing from a distance. Shared ownership is one of the clearest signs that resilience is returning. The company begins to feel held by a team again, not just by one exhausted person. At this stage, progress may need a new definition. It might look less like acceleration and more like stabilization. Some seasons are for recovery, not hypergrowth. Surviving with intention can be more strategic than pushing for speed when the foundations are strained. A necessary pause is still movement if it protects the runway and restores the system underneath the business. And when you start moving forward again, you do it from a stronger base, with more clarity, more resilience, and a pace your company can actually sustain. Burnout does not mean you failed. Lasting founders are the ones who learn how to recover, reset, and keep building with more wisdom than before. Episode complete. Next episode, how to choose right and keep growing as a founder. This comeback is not about returning to who you were. It's about moving forward with a stronger way to lead.